Well, I think the thing that's most significant about this really is that over the last 3 or 4 days is how public this has become. Now, we've known for a while that Barcelona have been made aware of his desire to return. We've known for a while that his father, his entourage, has been manipulating or manoeuvring to try and encourage Barcelona to be there ready for this. And I think what's changed over the last few days isn't so much the scenario itself, except that by definition it changes the scenario from here onwards, as the fact that this has become so public. And indeed, I think more than anything else, the clear willingness of Paris Saint-Germain to sell him if the right offer comes in. Now, big problem, of course. What counts as the right offer? And Paris Saint-Germain, Leonardo said it the other day in that interview with La Parisienne, he was very clear in saying, we don't think that Barcelona have the money for this. And to be honest, he's broadly speaking true.
Also, add to that, Sid, that you've got Bartomeu coming out and saying, why do we want Neymar when we've got Dembele, who, in my opinion, is a much better player? Those quotes seem very, very strange.
A lot of this seems very, very strange. I think basically this, you have to look at this in the context of how this happened. And this didn't happen through some fantastic kind of planning strategy from Barcelona. This happened because it became an opportunity. So, in other words, you've got, as you've said with Bartomeu, he was asked about this, I'm not sure how many months ago now, and said Dembele was the better player, was recently pushed on that. And, of course, right now, he has Neymar waiting, and he has Dembele already in the club. So right now, he was in a position where he was forced to back his previous opinion, which isn't necessarily to say that he believes it. It's not necessarily to say that he won't go for Neymar if this becomes a possibility. But, of course, he had to say that in that scenario. And it's yet another ingredient in a whole series of things that don't quite fit together, but sort of do. And as I say, the fundamental key to understanding all of this is that this is something that has become a possibility rather than something that was planned for and consciously sought.
A tough question, I know, Sid, but percentage-wise, when we start the new season, where do we put this Neymar being in a Barcelona shirt?
Oh, look, I think we have some of the ingredients there now for this. I think we have some of the very important ones. He wants to go. I think Barcelona, if they thought they could make it happen, they would take this now because it's an opportunity and because it's exciting and strip away all the other stuff. And I think it is worth reminding ourselves that Neymar is a brilliant footballer. So I would say that if they can find a way of making this happen, which is difficult, yeah, this could happen. So if you want a percentage, 60%, 65% that he goes to Barcelona.
Of course, there's another factor that we've yet to discuss, and that is a certain Antoine Griezmann as well, who is going to go to Barcelona come what may, no, Sid?
Well, look, what's happened with Griezmann, of course, is that Barcelona chased him last summer. They didn't get him. Some within Barcelona felt that they shouldn't go back to him because of that, because they felt the way that Griezmann said no, with, of course, that famous documentary called The Decision, which was all about the decision, they feel that they shouldn't have gone back. But then when Griezmann made it clear sometime in the early spring, back end of February, maybe in March, according to Atletico Madrid at least, that he wanted to go back, they thought, well, let's pick this up again because there's a recognition that Griezmann is still a really, really good footballer. And this again tells you that the whole scenario of Neymar was not one they planned for. If they had planned and genuinely thought that Neymar could happen, at that point when Griezmann says, listen, can we kind of pick this up again? They'd have said, well, yeah, maybe, but you're our second choice. We're going somewhere else first. And so there are loads of questions. And as you say, and put in very simple terms, and you've asked the question in the right way, what about Griezmann as well? Where do you put all these players on the pitch? You've got Dembele, you've got Griezmann, you've got Neymar, you've got Messi, you've got Luis Suarez. I don't think I really should be adding in Coutinho, but you do have Coutinho. Probably shouldn't be adding Malcolm, but you do have Malcolm. This number of players don't fit on the pitch together.
But Sid, Griezmann is more likely to happen than Neymar. Is that fair?
Yeah, look, the only thing the thing that is slowing up Griezmann now, and again, this fits with the Neymar scenario, is that Barcelona, who knew that his buyout clause came down from 200 million to 120 million on the 1st of July, have tried to find another way of paying for him. Why? Because that buyout clause, while it's 120 million, and while it's clear, you pay that money up front. They're now in a position where not only do they have to pay for Griezmann, but they think there's a chance that they might have to pay for Neymar. And so they're saying to Atletico Madrid, look, can we negotiate this? And of course, Atletico is saying, well, no. That's his buyout clause. You didn't inform us. We consider this a hostile bid, so you have to pay that amount of money. So right now, and I must admit, this very phrase makes me giggle every time I hear it, Barcelona are preparing the money for that buyout clause. Now, obviously, that conjures up images of them sitting there, literally counting out the dollar bills, going, or looking around the back of the sofa and going, I'm sure I had a fiver knocking around here somewhere, to try and get to that amount. And that's genuinely problematic. And so I suppose we would be foolish to 100% say this will happen, but I just don't see how it can't happen now.
For more, sign up now for ESPN Plus.